I am very angry at this movie because it's not nearly as dumb as I wanted it to be. Mm-hmm. And yet at the same time, it's still dumb enough to not be a good film.
Yep.
There's nothing worse than a disappointingly bad film.
Yeah.
We're talking about Geostorm today for the Gauntlet of Garbage. I'm Aaron.
And I'm Michelle.
And over here off camera is our dog Peach, so she might walk in the screen every now and again.
I don't know, she seems pretty tuckered out.
She's pretty tuckered out. If you just saw the last video we recorded it right before this. She went on a couch sniffing adventure in which she was underneath the couch for the majority of that thing.
Yeah, digging for dust bunnies.
She loves to eat dust bunnies, and I don't think that's good for her. Yeah, so, jeez, going bug. So we are talking about Geostorm today, and I was looking forward to this film.
Yeah, I was,
because it looked hilariously stupid.
Yeah, I was hoping it'd be one of those so bad it's funny movies.
Yeah, and it's not.
No.
But it's not as bad, and I think the reason why it's not so funny it's bad is because it doesn't go as crazy as it should.
No, that's the thing. It's like, there is a lot of political talking in this movie.
And not like smart political talking.
No, it's not smart. No, it's just...
It's just like, my God, they're trying to kill the president because if he does that, then he'll be able to take over this position of power. And it's like, yeah, I fucking know how this shit works.
It's like, there's like literally...
I can't give you that information because that's classified under this. And it's like, no, it's, yeah, whatever.
It's like, we need the president to,
This is so This is a movie that sold me a bill of goods. This movie told me it was going to be a satellite that causes weather storms to destroy the planet. What we got was 2 scenes of that early on in this movie, and then a long-ass stretch for like 60 minutes of, okay, well, I'm into this system now. Okay, I'm looking into their phone now.
Yeah, just people walking around, running around and talking and hacking, and that's it.
It's almost like this film shot all of the, like, explosion scenes they could, and then they ran out of money.
Yep.
And they're like, oh, we had like twice as many of these planned for this film. Mm-hmm. Crap. Because at the end of this film, when they are like at the ticking time bomb, when the Geostorm is about to happen, which every time that they mention Geostorm, they might as well turn to the camera. Because they're like, my God, this weather device, it could cause a Geostorm.
Dun dun dun.
Wait, I'm sorry, what was that you said? A Geostorm.
Dun
like,
dun dun.
I literally... There's a moment where they say the Geostorm, and I was turning to you. I was in the process of turning to you and going, I'm sorry, could you repeat that into the camera? And before he could start saying that, he goes, I'm sorry, what was that? What? Could you say that again? A Geostorm. And I was like, get the fuck out. Did you just actually do the dumb joke I was about to make?
Like, I feel like that word is just so dumb that they had to repeat it to make sure that that was actually what they said.
Here's the thing. This was about after, like... I don't know who this movie is for, by the way.
Yeah,
because this is a movie that is about we have to address the problems of climate change. We have to address how dangerous our own environment is becoming because of what we have done to the planet. But at the same time, it's also for the people who's like, enough of your government bureaucracy crap. I'm gonna go in there and solve this with pure grit. And I was like, those two types of people don't typically go hand in hand.
Yeah, it's like, this is like such an American way to like deal with global warming and bullshit.
You mean by hiring someone from another country to take care of it?
Yeah. I mean, it's
Man,
like...
poor Gerard Butler. He tries. He tries so hard.
Yeah, it's like the whole time he's like talking out the side of his mouth.
I don't think you knew he was Scottish because there came a moment when you said to me, why does he keep talking out the side of his mouth? It's like, because he can't do it in an American accent otherwise. You know he's Scottish, right?
It's like, I didn't realize that was his way of trying to talk an American accent.
Man, after we got done talking about Daniel Craig and Logan Lucky and applied him for that, Gerard Butler comes in here. Well, you know, what our father always used to say to us is that when we were on our fishing trips, which that was the thing. Which he tries. He's doing a better American than I can do Scottish. I'll give him that.
It's
but
like, give him the "you tried" sticker.
That's Gerard Butler's entire career. You tried, man. You really did.
No, it's like, but like, what makes this such a Michael Bay-ish movie. It's like, oh, we are gonna solve the climate issue by building a giant robot mechanical net in space
basically
to send bombs to blow up storms. I was like,
basically what it does, well, that was stage one. Stage one was destroying the ecosystem, basically, so that way.
Destroying the ecosystem so we can, like,
because the ecosystem was trying to kill us, so then we create these satellites.
So we make a man-made ecosystem. It's like, we would have saved so much money if we just installed solar panels. We did not. There is no need to do this bullshit.
They actually say we passed that point. This film actually opens up with saying, it got so bad, this was the only option. Like, they said that, like, the lower half of Manhattan was engulfed in a tsunami, not a tsunami, but like a hurricane. They talk about, like, all the flooding that's going on. They talk about, like, the extreme colds, the extreme hots. They talk about that and say, it was too late for anything else. So I'll give them that.
Okay, and apparently this happens in 2019. So it's like we have 1 year left before the entire world goes to shit.
In all fairness, when it got to that point where they said the lower half of Manhattan was engulfed by a hurricane, I was like, yeah, that literally happened 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm not going to mess with them too much by saying this takes place in 2019. What I'm going to mess with them is by saying the entire world came together and unified in 2019 for this. And I was like, something told me you didn't think that Trump was going to win. Yeah.
If anything,
that ain't happening.
It'd be like, if anything, it'd be more like a Space Race Part 2 where they just make...
There's the Russian satellite and the American satellite.
Yeah, it's like, oh, our satellite is gonna, like,
which looks just like the Russian one, except with an American sticker over it. It's like, hey, why does it say Soviet spying technology on the side of it? It's not, trust me, my buddy, he gave it to me. It's the best satellite in the world. All American made. Clunk, clunk. Sticker falls off. Just a picture of, like, Soviet spies inside, like, eating noodles, like, Americans inside, yes, no. Who thought I was gonna get political on this one?
Well, this movie does talk about politics, so it's kind of hard not to, but, like...
It's about climate change, man. It kind of has to come up.
Yeah, but it's, like, stupid politics.
Again,
it's like...
This, you know what this film is like? This is like a Schwarzenegger film from the 90s or the 80s, but not one of the good ones.
Yeah.
Like, this is like, everybody remembers the good Schwarzenegger films. Nobody remembers all the shit that he did as well. Like, it feels like, you know, this ain't Commando.
No.
But this is like one of those, like, D-list ones, except that it would have been better because back in the 90s, if you told us, hey, in 2019 we have this thing going on and it's like, oh, I've got this going on and the weather is that bad and all this, it was like, okay, yeah, it's like 20 years away. Yeah, okay, I can see it. And also, it would be Schwarzenegger, and Schwarzenegger, he's got that charisma. Like, Schwarzenegger would not be trying to do an American accent. He would come in there and just be talking with his natural accent. We have to get up to space to stop the satellite from destroying the planet. Like, all right, you sold it. I'm down with that. You can't act to save your life, but you got enough freaking charisma that I can buy this. Gerard Butler has charisma if he does his Scottish accent. He doesn't want to do his fucking Scottish accent because they keep wanting to cast him as, like, all-American G.I. Joe guy. It's like, no, you have a badass Scotsman there. Take advantage of that shit. Do it. So yeah, so the entire time he's trying to do the American accent and he just comes off as like a brick just standing there.
Yeah.
And this film, yeah, it starts off, we get like two like shots of like geostorms of like, you know, I think it was Afghanistan gets frozen in like a block of ice. And then there's another one. Oh, it's Hong Kong.
Yeah, Hong Kong, like there was like a gas main explosion due to the heat or something.
Yeah, it heats up so much that the gas just starts exploding. And like, if that was gonna happen, there'd be other stuff happening first.
Yeah, like people getting fried and like...
There would be people like, I mean, they show it's hot. They show it's hot.
Yeah.
Because like an egg cracks on the ground and starts sizzling and stuff, but like, you'd see people like passing out in the street at heat like that. Like, you would see like a national emergency being declared like long before this. So we get two of those. And then after that, it's fucking nothing. It is a long stretch of time of, okay, well, I have to go to this lady who works in the social media aspect of the White House. I think that's what I don't know what she did, but she had to go.
Wasn't she like a CIA for like the president or?
I think, except that she was like trying to be the young hip girl. And I was like, I don't think CIA operatives are like that. But yeah, they have to like keep going to her, because they're trying to get her to like hack into the
Oh,
equipment.
her. I thought you were talking about like the.
Oh no, that's a Secret Service agent.
Right.
Yeah, there's a Secret Service agent who's dating the person in charge of the Geostorm.
Who is like the younger brother.
The younger brother to Gerard Butler. Which, by the way, this film starts off with Gerard Butler being called into a Senate meeting in which they're asking whether or not he is capable of continuing to run the Geostorm, what do they call it? Dutch Boy.
Yeah, that's the name of the satellite that controls the weather and shit.
Yeah, they call it Dutch Boy, which is like, okay, that sounds like some new name.
I keep reminding of the Dutch Boy burger place where we always go.
Oh, yeah. There's an amazing restaurant in our neighborhood called the Dutch Boy Burger. Yeah, I hadn't even thought about that.
It's like every time they brought us up, gee, I can go for a burger right now. Like,
this movie's really making me hungry. So, yeah, this thing starts off with Gerard Butler being called into a Senate meeting in which they're like, okay, well, here's all this stuff you've been doing. It is so the equivalent of the rogue cop being called in by the commanding officer and telling him to give him his gun and badge. Because it is nothing but like, well, what about this when you took all of our control away from this? Like, well, you guys weren't in charge there. You don't know what you were doing. Well, what about this time in which you punched that inspector in the face? That inspector didn't know what end to grab that cord from. He was going to electrocute himself. I saved his life. It's like, punching him was easier than saying, you'll die if you touch that. Like, okay, fine. That is the type of movie that we're dealing with. It opens up with Gerard Butler having to give the I punched that guy to save his life speech in front of the Senate. And this is the guy who built the satellite.
yeah. Oh, but even before that, there was a narrative by his daughter. Who has absolutely no...
The daughter opens this thing with the opening narration, giving you like the landscape of everything that happened between 2017 when the film was made and 2019 when they built the satellite. And then like 3 years go by. She gives you the narration of everything. And you're just like, oh, I guess she's gonna be a big thing. And then the next time you see her, she's building a solar panel by herself. I'm like, okay, all right, so she's a whiz with machines. This is a big machine problem. She's gonna be on like the phone with her dad up in space.
She's gonna help him out.
She's gonna be the guy in the chair, as Ned said in Spider-Man.
Yeah.
The guy in the chair. She's gonna be the one who's like, oh, the heat's rising, Dad. You gotta get in there now. Take this next passageway over there, Dad. No.
Nope.
As soon as he says, well, there's something going on with the satellite, so I gotta go back up into space to fix it. Dad, if you go up there, you might not come back, and I don't know if I can deal with that. And then she goes to stay with her mom, and you don't see her until the end of this movie.
Where she closes it.
She pops up, goes fishing with her dad, and then she gives the narration of, we can all come together and be better. It's like, don't pretend like you had anything to do with this film.
And you mentioned, like, she's overacting. Like, she's putting way too much effort in this movie that she should.
This film is either people showing up just for a check or trying their hardest, and they shouldn't be. It's one of those films where whenever someone is really giving it their all, they almost seem like the bad actor because it's like, dude, that's way too much for this. You don't know what you're in. Like, Gerard Butler almost seems like the better actor compared to some of these people, just because he has at least the appropriate amount of attitude towards, yeah, I'm gonna go up there and punch the satellite. It's like, yeah, okay, fine, you're gonna go there and punch the fucking satellite or something. It's like, no, Dad, you don't understand. You can't go up there and sound like, calm down just a sec. It's Geostorm, lady. This ain't that type of movie, alright?
It's like, I know what she's thinking. It's like, this is my breakout role. I'm gonna make it big. I was like, oh,
no.
Sweetie. Oh, honey.
You're just going to be remembered as that lady who cried in Geostorm. That's like...
Not even a lady. She's a little girl.
She's a little girl. It's like, and I know it's mean to say, but I was like, no, take it down. Like, this ain't when you bring your A game. And I know it's one of those, hey, if you're gonna do a job, do it right. Not when the job isn't calling for you to do it right. Like,
not when the
sometimes doing the job right is doing the job wrong.
Not when the professionals are doing a half-assed job.
Yeah. There is such a thing as overacting, okay? That's what she's doing in here. And here's the thing. There's like 3 other people in here who overact too. She's just the one that pops to mind. But yeah, every now and again you would see someone really trying in here. I was like, why? Don't do that in this film. Get mad at them for overacting. How dare you? So
you're overacting that they're overacting.
They're making me overact. So he has to go up to space, and then it's just him in fucking space for long periods of time.
And like there was like one scene where the CGI was absolute crap.
Oh, here's the thing: the CGI at moments in here is good, especially when they're actually doing the Geostorms. But there's like one moment in here in which it's when he's going to space, and he's on the ship going to space, looks fine, looks fine, looks fine. 10-second shot of the ship approaching. Oh, you forgot to render that. Ooh.
Oh, speaking.
Ooh. Okay, now it's back to fine. How do you forget that one shot?
Oh, speaking of like rendering and fucking up that one shot, remember when they were actually going to like the ice storm in like
Oh, that's. I honestly don't know if that was on purpose.
I know,
because
but
there's a moment in here in which, yeah, you see these like jeeps going over these sand dunes, and it's clearly all on green screen, but there's like 2 shots in there where it's completely green.
like the sky is like a bright green.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's literally the shade of green that you use for green screen.
I mean, you took a picture of it.
I did take a picture of it. I don't know if I'm gonna upload here, but yeah, it's so green that I kept looking. I was like, they forgot to put in the green screen in this scene. They forgot to put it in the background of this scene. But then I went, wait, they're still driving over sand dunes. So they put in the foreground green screen, but not the background green screen?
And it's like we had to rewind it. And
Yeah, we took that apart like it was the Zapruder film. We looked at that like, was it on purpose to be this off color?
It's like then you see like clouds in the sky. It's like, oh, the sky's just really, really green for some reason.
Yeah.
Like I felt like they forgot to like adjust the hue.
It seems like they forgot to make it the right color.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know that the sky turns weird colors when like a storm is approaching, but I've never seen that shade of green. It is the green screen level of green.
Yeah.
It's really kind of
And also
alarming.
like the soldiers' vests were like the same bright color too of green. So it's like, what's going on?
Oh, you don't think that they had the soldiers show up in that shade of green, and then when they put the green screen in, you could see through the soldiers, so they had to take the green screen out? You don't think that's what happened, do you?
It wouldn't surprise me if that happened.
Oh. Okay, I love fuck-ups like that. But at the end of this film, like, it is so much nothing in the middle, and then at the end of it, when it's like, okay, well, the Geostorm timer is clicking now, which, by the way, when they say it will activate a Geostorm if this happens, because basically a virus got put into the system, and now it's like, okay, if it doesn't get resolved by this time, then the Geostorm will happen, and the world will be wiped out. First off, it's all revealed that it's like, I don't know who it was, the Secretary of State. It was somebody. I don't know if we ever got his position, but
It was like the vice president.
It's not the vice president. It's like way down the line. He basically, it was his plan to take over the Geostorm and start taking out like random cities so that then he could take out all of Orlando when the president was at the Democratic National National Convention. Sorry. Take out the president, the vice president, and basically everyone in the chain of command all the way down to him in one shot, and then he would say, I was the only survivor, now I'm the president. And he would then basically use the Geostorm, which that was his plan when it gets revealed, which by the way, I can't remember who played him, but the moment you see him, you're like, yeah, that's the villain.
Yeah, obviously. It's
not even close to being anybody else. Like, he's not even trying to not be evil.
No, it's like he's always got like this nasty, like mean, evil look on his face. Like,
And every line says, you better be damn sure. Sure as the president? Well, you better be damn sure. Oh, it's like, you're being too much. You're being such a dick. We all know it's you.
And the people who work with him also have that same, like, mean.
There is one dude who is like his goon, his flunky, his henchman. He shoves a guy who has valuable information into the middle of traffic, and he comes up behind him just. And it just disappears behind him.
And here's the thing, he does it in front of other people in public, so you'd think like one of those people would figure out his face, would like take a picture of like the license plate on the car he drove away in.
Dude, you'd think that the CIA security officer or whatever she is, when she goes chasing him and fires and points her gun at his moving away car, would stop to go, what's that license plate number? Okay, cool. Or if she's like that good of an agent, which at the end of this she is like going to be that good of an agent, you could shoot the tire. Like, everything she does at the end of this film makes me think you could easily take him out, which made me at that moment think, is she in on this? Is that going to be the twist? Because otherwise, there's no excuse for why she couldn't take that guy out in that scene. So this like way down the line guy is revealed to be like trying to take them all out so he can become the president. And then he's going to basically have control of the Geostorm, because in like a week, the Geostorm is going to be handed from America over to the UN, so the entire world gets control of the Geostorm. And he doesn't want that to happen. He wants to use the Geostorm to take out all their enemy nations. And then they're like, well, you'll destroy the world. And it's like, no, we'll keep the good countries around. And I was like, define good countries and then also define what you buy at the grocery store. Because I don't think you realize how much of every country we basically end up needing. Yeah.
So it basically is like if Trump controlled the weather.
When I said we were going to build a wall, I meant of air, because I'm going to control the weather. Don't ask me how. Also, this now costs triple how much money it was going to cost before. But don't worry, the Sky God is going to pay for it.
Like, here's the thing, it's like, before, like, all the political bullshit in the movie, I thought this would be, like, sort of like...
You keep saying political shit like this is an Aaron Sorkin film.
No.
When you say political, we just mean he's trying to become the president. He's trying to become the president by taking out the president and vice
do you
president.
just, like, want me to say president shit?
Just say president shit, yeah.
Okay, so, like, before all this president shit came up, I thought this... Oh, little baby girl.
Yeah, our dog is covered in fluff. We gotta pick it off of her.
You can see her face.
You can see her head.
Boop. Hey.
As you were saying.
Yeah, like, before this president shit came up, I thought this was gonna be something like 2001 Space Odyssey, where it's like the machine kind of like takes over and like...
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, it's
I
like...
was about to say, how in God's name is this like 2001?
No.
Oh, like how? Okay.
Yes,
like
like,
how?
yeah, like I thought the satellite was gonna like pull a Hal and like kill everybody on board and
You
shit.
got something very different out of that film than I did. No, okay.
No. It's like, because I thought like maybe like the moral they were trying to teach us is that mankind should not fuck with nature, but that would be too deep and like too...
Well, also, we had to fuck with nature because we had fucked with nature so long. This was the only option, was to fuck with it even more.
Yeah, but...
So that wouldn't really work out. But it's like, yeah, I can kind of see that. But then it's like, at the end of this, like, when they reveal that, okay, that's the guy. But who's the guy in the satellite? He walks up to this guy and just punches him at random. He goes, I wanted to do that ever since I got here. And it's like, how do you know it was me? And it's like, I don't even remember the reason he gives for how he knew it was him.
Like, apparently he told him that, like, he's a computer hacker or something.
Yeah, it is
But, like,
lazy as fuck.
Yeah, seriously, the introduction to, like, his space crew was so half-assed that it's like...
You stop seeing half of them the moment after you meet them, including this guy.
Including the guy that he punched because he was responsible for all this.
The only person he keeps talking with after that point is a woman who, when she walked into the scene, might as well have just said, hello, I'm love interest.
Yeah, pretty much.
But I'll give him credit. She doesn't turn out to be love interest. I'll give him credit on that. She comes together at the end. She helps him save the satellite as everything is blowing up. She helps him save the day. There's no kiss.
Yeah, that's true.
She's not there at the end with him. And I was like,
Nope.
shit. And also, like, the hacker girl they got on Earth to be the one that's like, okay, well, we can't trust anyone, but since you're so low on the ladder, I can kind of trust you with this, so you're gonna have to help me. Don't tell anyone about this. Every line out of her mouth is, so are you still dating that girl? So has she dumped you yet?
Like, she was like the most realistic character out of all of them.
She was the one I was kind of cheering on, because she was the one kind of calling bullshit on everyone. They also kind of set her up like she's gonna be a love interest for someone. She's not a love interest for anyone.
I did not think of her as like a love interest.
I thought of it that way because like every word out of her mouth was, so are you still dating that person? Have you broken up with them yet? And I was like, wow, kind of desperate to set this up, aren't you? No, she's just fucking with him.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like, okay, two love interests who I thought were gonna be love interests, and it's just like, no, man, woman, coming together, saving the day. It's like, okay, I'll give you a point on that movie. I don't want to give you any points, but I'll give you that one. Sure. Yeah, it was kind of like, oh fuck, this movie actually is like being kind of smart about something? Oh fuck. All right, fine.
It was like that one smart thing in an otherwise really dumb movie.
Yeah.
Like, it was one of those movies that was trying to be smart, but
yeah,
failed.
like, I don't even think they were trying to make any kind of message with that. I think it was just generally, they were just like, no. It's like, it was actually just pretty progressive.
I get,
not even trying.
It's like, I thought, considering the whole thing is about, like, climate change and all that, I thought they were trying to be half-assed intelligent, but
yeah,
no, they didn't really.
This is almost like Al Gore if someone smacked him in the face with a shovel and then he just woke up after a coma after a lot of his brain cells died, and it was like, I'm gonna make inconvenient truth again. And Al, you're not thinking clearly right now. You just got out of a long coma. You're gonna need some recuperation. Like, yeah, that's kind of what this would be. So, yeah, at the end of this, he just punches this guy, and it's like, yeah, I knew it was you. It's like, I don't even remember this fucking dude in the movie. And he's like, well, why did you decide to do it? I was like, haven't you ever wanted to just watch the world burn? It's like, no.
It's like, stop quoting better movies. Like,
A, stop doing that. But also B, what? I'm sorry, your motivation is just, yeah, fuck it.
honestly, that's like a very millennial attitude, so, but...
You're gonna have to back that one up. I don't know what you're talking about on that.
Like, basically the world's like so into shit that it's like, fuck it.
Oh, I see. It's like, well, everything else is already ruined, so fuck. I don't think that's what this was.
No, but
he just went Joker on them. And I was like, yeah, just watch the world burn. It's like,
I think his excuse was, we don't get paid nearly enough as like as everyone else because we're so low on the ladder. It's like, you still should be paid quite a bit. Like,
you're still getting paid a decent chunk to be up there.
Yeah, exactly.
And also, so you're gonna just destroy the world? But also, if you're going to destroy the world because of that, just say you're gonna do it because of that. Don't turn to him and go, yeah, man, you want to destroy shit too, right? Does he? Was that like a thing that was established?
He was the one who built it, so
he
obviously
built the fucking thing. Why would he want to do that?
he didn't want everything destroyed.
Yeah, it was the laziest, most half-assed like villain backstory we ever got. And at the end of this film, like they end up like they hide in like one of the satellites as their like space hub station blows up. They restart the system so that way the virus is cleansed from it. And then, yeah, they save the world.
Oh, yeah, and there was also a giant laser for some reason.
Oh, there's one point in which they, like, focus the heat from the satellites so much it becomes a laser beam that's just destroying everything.
It's like, that's like James Bond villain stuff.
That was like some James Bond villain shit. It reminded me of, like, they literally did that in that Batman Beyond movie. It made me remember that Batman Beyond, the Joker Returns storyline, where he gets, like, that satellite that's supposed to be a spy thing, but then they just focus all the energy into like one blast and like just this giant thing. It's like, yeah, you literally just ripped that off. But I will say this. This movie, okay, too like cool, uses the Geostorm, whatever, and then just so nothing, and you don't care, and it's so fucking boring. Until the end, when it is counting down to the actual Geostorm, and the weather across the entire planet starts going nuts, man, I gotta give them credit. That is what I came to this movie for.
Yeah, we just didn't get enough.
And it was kind of badass.
Yeah, like all the effects with the weather and everything was awesome. I just wish there was more of it.
That's the thing. It's so much nothing that you don't care about in this film. But fuck, man, I gotta say, at the end of this thing, when you see like hail the size of boulders coming down on stage, like, all right, that's kind of cool. You see tornadoes attacking India, all right, that's pretty crazy. Dubai getting attacked by a tidal wave. First off, the weather I don't think could really do all that, but whatever, I'm not questioning it, fine, go for it.
It's like we have control over the moon too, so we can control the tides.
Well, no, earthquakes is what you would need for that. You would need an earthquake to happen out in the ocean to like shift it that much.
Yeah, I guess so, but it's like, then, like in the beginning, didn't they mention like, oh, we need like to have control over these certain elements to like control the weather?
Oh, maybe, okay, so maybe there was something there.
So I know they mentioned heat, wind.
I guess that would also explain the pipes exploding there.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess that would be it.
Yeah.
All right. That's weird that they also have control over the Earth itself. But there's another one in there that I'm blanking on, but I thought it was actually really damn cool looking. There was the tornadoes in India. There was the ice storm. Oh, it was Brazil.
Yes.
Brazil got attacked by a wave of cold that approached so fast it froze a wave in mid-motion, and then you see people running off the beach, and they're like getting attacked like by this cold, like they're running and just like frozen in that, and you see a woman running and just like people behind her freezing. She says no, people freezing, and then you see a plane frozen in air coming down her. I was like, God damn it, this is cool. I'm a simple man and this is cool. I don't care.
It's cool, but silly. It's silly. It's a guilty pleasure scene because you know that woman should have been dead already.
That's the thing. It's such a guilty pleasure. I don't know if I could put this on the worst of the year list because even though it's such a disappointment of a bad film, man, when it delivers, it fucking delivers. I gotta give them that.
Yeah, it's
this movie, it's an hour and 49 minutes long, and for 20 minutes of this film, it's a damn good guilty pleasure.
Yeah, like if they just like cut out all the talking and like just put in more weather fucking up.
Yeah, or like just make, I don't know, like divide it out some more or something, I don't know, but yeah, this movie, it's really dumb. Like it gets dumber than I was expecting. And the sad thing is, I don't even know if it realizes that. Because I was looking at this as like, man, if this thing realizes what a dumb idea this is, it can actually have some fun with it. I don't get that feeling like it does.
No, like, I felt like they were trying to, like, take this seriously.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, like, you know, climate change is a serious thing.
Yeah, and when they deal with that, it feels like they're trying to deal with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, this is not what this film should have been.
Yeah.
But when it is what it should have been, it's actually kind of fun. I gotta give it to them.
It's like, part of me wishes this was made in like the early 2000s, late 90s.
Yeah.
Like at the height of Michael Bay's career when he was like the epitome of guilty pleasure, because I think they would have been like way better back
Dude,
then.
like I said, we just got done talking about the Chips film, and I kept saying, this feels like a movie from the 90s that would have been bad in the 90s. If this had come out in the 90s and starred Schwarzenegger, fuck, man, it would have been good. Don't get me wrong, it would have been stupid as crap.
But it would have been cheesy good.
But, like, listen, man, there was a moment in which Gerard Butler has to give a code to his brother, and, like, he mentions as he's making the speech about going fishing with his dad, yeah, my dad dropped his cell phone. He goes, the dad's cell phone number. Okay, so 9 seconds, then skip 9 seconds, then another 9 seconds, then take this part, then take that part, and like basically they take the number and they like divide up like the frames of the video.
Of the video
by
call, yeah.
that many frames, and then they splice together and he goes, someone in government behind this, don't trust anyone. And I was like, no, that is literally impossible to have done. But if that had been Schwarzenegger's goofy ass up there, it's like, don't trust anyone in the government. Do you remember that fishing trip that we went on when we were just kids and my father dropped his cell phone into the lake? I was like, yeah, I'd be fine with that. Like, especially like if they never even brought up the fact that Schwarzenegger is Austrian and like still made his brother American and never brought it up at all. Just like, yeah, man, it's that level of cheese that those old movies had that made you overlook all the dumb shit.
Yeah.
And just appreciate the funny, like, crazy action stuff in there. So, like, also, like, I mean, if Schwarzenegger, like, punched that, like, scrawny kid and then been like, I wanted to do that ever since I saw you, it was like, yeah.
That's definitely a Schwarzenegger
classic
thing.
Schwarzenegger moment, yeah. It's like, man, Gerard Butler says, and it's like, God, just have the Scottish accent. Just stop trying, man. I know you try so hard, but just it's fine. So yeah, man, this one, if you had a Wayback Machine, this thing could have been good, but can't.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not as dumb as I think. No, it is. It's as dumb as people said it was. But if you can embrace that, it's not as bad as everyone said.
Yeah, it's just like somewhat disappointing. Like,
it's disappointing.
Yeah, it's like if you had lower expectations, like this might be like.
Well, no, I'm not even gonna say that.
I mean, it's like
if you went into this looking for a fun bad movie, it's not.
No.
It's just a dull film. But it's got just enough cheese in there to make you go, all right, I can get through it. It's fine. It's fine. Like I don't feel.
It's like
good.
a Cece's Pizza.
I give this a Mr. Gaddy's. It's not quite offensive enough to be a Papa John's, but doesn't have the spices it needs to be a Domino's. That's not a bad range system. I've been looking for 3 years how to come up with a good range system for this.
Well, now the question is like, which would be the top and which would be the bottom?
Oh, Mama's Pizza on 106 in Amsterdam. That's the top. And then the bottom is that one we had in North Carolina. What was that one?
Oh.
That quote-unquote real New York pizza? Where the crust was like just a dried breadstick. And they just like, there was almost no cheese on top. And what cheese was there was just shredded cheddar. Not even like mozzarella or anything on there. Shredded cheddar, just little lines of it everywhere. Oh my God, I ate that and just like had the shits for the rest of the night after that. And we were down there for a wedding, and the entire weekend, everybody just kept ordering that place over and over again. Like, people are showing up to help build stuff for the wedding. Order that pizza. Oh, the reception's here, but everybody's hungry before the actual caterers get here. Order that pizza. Oh my God, I almost started that weekend. So, anywho, it's not that. So, that's the most lively I've been in this thing. So thank you guys for tuning in. This is the second of 3 that we're putting up today. It's not even the end of it. We got 2 more pieces of shit to go through until we get to the end of this. So, make sure that you hit that subscribe button to see all the Gauntlet of Garbage and come back for the actual worst of the year list that we're doing at the end of the month. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Come back next time.
Bye.
Bye.